We are 1 week into Black History Month, and Governor Abbott is now telling state agencies diversity should not be considered in employment hiring practices. Reporter Kate McGee at the Texas Tribune writes, Governor Greg Abbott's office is warning state agency and public university leaders this week that the use of diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, policies that support groups who have been historically underrepresented or discriminated against, is illegal in hiring. In a memo written Monday and obtained by the Texas Tribune, Abbott's chief of staff, Gardner Pate, told agency leaders that using DEI policies violates federal and state employment laws and hiring and cannot be based on factors other than merit. Here to talk about this is Austin Kaplan from the Kaplan law firm specializing in employment and civil rights law in Austin. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
Austin, is the governor misinterpreting the law? What is it? How does it work?
Yes, I think unfortunately the governor's office is misunderstanding the way the law works. Here is the law, plain and simple. Race, religion, color, creed, gender, LGBTQ status cannot be used as a factor in hiring or firing decisions, period. So what about DEI? How do we ensure that the workplace represents the broad diversity of Texas, one of our great strengths, that Black and Hispanic people, women, people with disabilities have equal access to work? And it's simple. We use DEI initiatives to encourage and work to understand and retain those diverse applicants. They're two separate concepts under the law.
Why do you think the governor felt this memo was necessary?
That is a great question. No one knows exactly what the impetus was for this memo. Nothing has changed as far as we know. The law has remained the same since 1964. The Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed during Lyndon Johnson's administration. DEI efforts have continued over the years. State agencies have been working diligently to try to undo the pernicious problems of prior discrimination, the lack of women in the workforce, especially at state agencies. They've been working on this important work to ensure equal employment opportunity, specifically for diverse and historically underrepresented people. So why do this now to those hardworking HR people and state agency workers? Imagine how this makes folks feel that work in those agencies, especially diverse employees, those who work in HR. They might take it as a slap in the face. And I wonder what the governor's office's explanation is as to what he had in mind or what the office had in mind and why they're suggesting that there's discrimination when, as far as we know, we're not aware that there is. They're serious allegations, and we just don't know if there's any evidence to it.
Talk about the importance of employers working to make sure that their workforce is more diverse so that it represents their communities.
Employers who are listening should absolutely continue their efforts to diversify their workforce and continue diverse employment. There's a lot of work to be done. For instance, just taking a look at state agencies, there's some data collected that shows that TxDOT, the transportation agency, even today remains approximately 75% male. And so you might argue that there's not equal opportunity for women candidates at TxDOT today. And this is why it's so shocking and unfortunate to see a memo like this when we know that there's work to do, right? And I want to make sure that folks out there are comfortable. You can encourage you can and should encourage diverse applicants to apply. You can make efforts to retain diverse applicants. The thing that you cannot do is use, for example, race or gender as one of the motivating factors in ultimate employment decisions like hiring, firing, promotion, demotion, right? Everyone should be judged on the basis of their merit in those decisions. But you want a very diverse pool of applicants from which to select. Right? If you're not getting female applicants for TxDOT jobs, there's some reason that people are self-selecting out that you need to work on. And that's kind of what agencies and what employers across Texas have been working on. And I hope this doesn't send the wrong message to stop.
We'll see how this shakes out and what the governor says in response to the pushback that he will likely get. All right, we are out of time. Austin Kaplan, thank you so much for sharing your time and expertise with us tonight.
Thank you.